Hi and welcome to my channel, The Stitchy Wife. I'm Elizabeth and today it's time for Sew Upcycle 24, a wonderful challenge that is inspiring us to recycle and upcycle using our sewing skills. Stay put and see what kind of ideas I have. I'm actually going to do it all with free patterns. Hi everyone, welcome if you're new here and welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Elizabeth and this channel is The Stitchy Wife. If you think I'm stumbling, it's because I don't have that much possibilities to edit anything, so today it's almost impossible. I've retaken this first sentences for about 15 times now, so now I'm gonna just keep on talking and hope for the best. I will explain later why I can't edit it. Well, this is all about the Sew Upcycle 24 hashtag that Karen from So Little Time and Becky from Notes from the Sewing Room has created, and it's a wonderful challenge that is inspiring us to use and upcycle things using our sewing skills. The rule for this, I think you've probably seen some of the videos before, so you know it by now, but you're allowed to make a bag or some kind of clothing and nothing else. Bag is the only accessory they're allowing, and that is probably to narrowing it down, I think. And that is fully understandable because I'm guessing that there was a lot of different things last year. But I'm super inspired by this, and I'm actually tried to use, since I'm thinking of it in a frugal way, since it is upcycling and buying things from the thrift store or using something you already have, an old clothing item or something else, as I will explain later. But I thought, why not try and make it a free pattern challenge too, for myself at least. So I'm decided to use only free patterns for this and see how cheap I can get it. And if you would like to join me, stay put and see what kind of suggestions I have. For those of you that have been with me before, I just have to say once again, I'm sorry. Blogtober didn't go quite as I expected. First of all, my husband this time ended up in hospital. Then it was me, and then it was our complete internet system that broke down. We have been out of internet for about, I think it is a week now. So the same time as I was in hospital. The internet broke down and it hasn't returned. So that means we can't do anything on the computer because everything is connected to our fibre here, because we don't have the mobile internet working. So I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try and make it work the last 2 weeks in October, because we are promised to get it back by this weekend. So we'll see about that. But if you've been with me, and if you are one of the few that have watched Blogtober and liked it, I'm so sorry. And I was trying to answer comments because I just recently found out that there were comments on the videos. But I couldn't do that either because I can't get connected. This I'm doing, and I'm filming on my phone. I am hoping I will be able to edit some. I don't know yet. If not, this will be a very raw video, and I will need to go down to the library and sit outside, since I'm very sensitive for infections. So they will probably wonder what I'm doing there, trying to find the free Wi-Fi and use that. But we will see. I will try and make it work, and if not, it will maybe take up until tomorrow to get it to work, but we will see. I hope to get it by I think it is the 16th of October today. And let's start with what my plans and thoughts are for this challenge. As I said, you're allowed to make a bag or a garment, and I have 8 patterns, 2 which are bags, and I will start with that because I have used quite often. I've used different kind of materials for bag making. I've used old tablecloths. I've used old sofas, actually. I have 2 neighbors who have been super, what's the English word? I will insert the word here. It's just out of my head. I can't remember it. Insert it here. To let me have their old leather sofas, and I'm still using that material. I will try and insert a picture of it here. Imagine, it's a leather sofa and they have actually ripped by hand, ripped all the leather of it. And hang on a minute. Here is an example of a piece of it. This is what it's looking like. It's quite thick, but it is no problem for an old sewing machine at least to sew through it. And you have just to be careful with the seams, and you have to hammer it out with a hammer if they are too bulky. But it's great. Use a leather needle and a leather, some kind of presser foot that is gliding on top of the leather so it doesn't get stuck. That is my tip. And the patterns I have used a lot is the free pattern from Emmeline handbags in Canada, the retreat bag. I will show you. Here is one example, and I will insert a picture of the retreat bag here somewhere. But I have not used the intended frames she are selling for the pattern. I completely understand that will make. I think I've made 2 of these with the frames, but it is very hard to get the frames here in Sweden, and I think it's working fine without it. This is Peter's, and this is also from another old sofa, and you can use I've divided this piece of the pattern piece in 2, so I can use smaller pieces of the leather. This is a huge retreat bag. I've sized up. I just increased the percentage of the copying on the copying machine to 130, I think, here. And sometimes I add just flaps here with some kind of I either just put a leather band here so it keeps it down. Otherwise it's a great pattern because it opens up quite a lot, as you can see. It's wide, and that is something I like. So the retreat bag or denim jeans, recycle them on this. It's great. Use the old seams here. It's a beautiful pattern and a beautiful thing. Try it, I promise you won't regret it. I don't have any plans for a retreat bag for this month, but I'm definitely going to do it later on and for Christmas. So stay put and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see, and put the notification bell, or click the notification bell. Remember that then you will get notified when I publish anything of that sort. The other pattern I found by mistake when I searched for this retreat bag. I realized that Emmeline Bags has another free pattern, and that is not from her. It is from, I think it's called Miss Maggie's handbag, and I will insert a picture here, but I have not sewn it, so I can't tell you how it's to sew. The retreat bag is a super easy sew, but it's still a bit more elevated than just your standard toiletry bag. That is why I like that. But this bag, Miss Maggie's handbag, looks like the same sort of bag. It's a bit more elevated than just your standard square piece of bag. So please let me know if you tried it, and I will try and make one at least this month. I can't promise anything, all depends on the health and so on, but I will try and make one, and we'll see how it goes, and come back in the end of October and I will let you know how it turns out. That is the 2 bags I'm talking about, and that is the 2 free bags I found. I've also thought about, using denim scraps, just sew them together, quilt them. That would work fine. Or just simply, if you, in the crotch area of a denim pair of jeans, slice them open all the way and the inseam and fold them open, and I will try and insert a picture of it. You will find that it's a beautiful way. If you just cut it out as a square, you will get a beautiful handbag. That is something I've already planned before I knew this challenge was going to happen. I'm planning on making a tutorial about, because it's probably a lot of them out there, but I just think it's a wonderful way of saving jeans that you have some kind of connection with. Maybe it's someone you love that you've lost, or maybe it's your own that you have great memories with, or a pair that you found at the thrift store and you just want to make a perfectly great bag you can just toss over your shoulder and use. I hope you get what I mean, and I will try, and I haven't found any picture of it because it's all up here, but I will try and do a screenshot of what I mean and try and cut the picture so you can see what I mean. And if you want to know what I'm talking about and want to visualize it, stay put till the end of October and I will try and have made one, because I can't imagine them to be too hard. So that is why I will try and make one. Let's continue on the denim part of thrifting, because I think repurposing or thrifting jeans is a great thing, because you can find amazing pair of jeans in the thrift store. You can find them in your closet from yourself or from someone else, and even if they are quite used, you can still often use a lot of pieces of the jeans. And there is a perfect example of that. That is not from a free pattern, that is from a style art pattern, but it's a denim jacket. And hang on a minute. If you see here, this is from an old pair of jeans. And I have just simply cut. This is the leg. You can probably see the knee, or maybe not. Maybe you can't see it. I will try and insert a picture of another jacket that I made from Hey June Handmade's jacket pattern that I used an old pair of jeans and just cut them apart and used the different parts of the fabric. That this, as you can see, this is quite a small pattern piece, and you can use a lot of a pair of, I think I made this from 2 pairs of jeans and not the full. I've not used them at all. I used the pocket from, this is from, no, it's just cut from the leg piece. And then I took an old sweatshirt that I also thrifted and used the sleeves, and that way you can use one, I think you can get this from 1 pair of denim depending on the size you need. And if you use the sleeve in some kind of sweatshirting and buy a sweatshirt, you will definitely not need a lot of denim, I promise you. And that is a great way. I also used it for the color because I like the softness of it, and I like the softness of this, so I almost use this as not as a pure denim jacket but as a cardigan almost, and I love it. One more thing I think you can make from denim, mostly jeans, I'm thinking maybe a larger old denim jacket, but I think jeans is the best thing. It's to cut out parts to make the long skirt, denim skirts that are super popular this year. Both the ones that I will insert here, that you insert a panel of other thrifted fabrics, or another pair of thrifted denim jeans in the middle of you open up your inseam and you add fabrics. That is something I'm absolutely want to do. I did it for the So Frugal maybe this year, but it was a bit too tight because it was a stretch denim, and that isn't that great to use. I will try and insert a picture here of it, but that is a great idea, and I love the idea and thought of it. Another thing is to use a denim pattern for a denim skirt, and I found at least one, and that is from Unfettered Patterns. I think I've talked about it before, and she has a denim skirt that is the long version, and you could split an old pair of jeans if they doesn't suit you. You can split them apart and use both the pockets. You can use the raw length of the legs, so to speak, and sew it together as a denim skirt, and I think it will be a fabulous piece. If you need to insert panels of fabric, do that. Use thrifted fabrics, like I think you can get away with if it's thicker pieces of sheets. Kind of. I have a couple of quite thick sheets that I probably could use, or curtains. Curtains is a great thing, a great kind of fabric to add when you're combining it with denim. That is something I've tried and I love it. Another thing I've seen a lot, especially on Instagram, and I will try and find a couple of inspiration pictures, is simply to split the outseam of a denim jeans and add pieces of curtains or sheets or bed linen, something like that, that are quite 70s inspired, and add that as a panel in the side like this, you know. I will, as I said, I will try and insert it here. You don't have a pattern for that. In that case, you probably have to have a pair of jeans that will suit you somewhat at least. Maybe you can open it the whole way up and you get wide leg jeans with a wide panel. I hope you get what I mean. I will try and find inspiration pictures and add for you. But this is a way where you don't need a lot of fabric. You don't need a lot of. You don't need to buy a pattern. You can just see how much you open up the seam and you see what you need, and then go by that, and get inspired by just the process, because that is something I really love at the moment, and I'm trying to use it. I also found a great inspiration reel, I think it is, where they shorten the jeans part, the leg part, I mean, sorry, getting tired, and sliced open the outseam and added a bow using some kind of, I think it is twill tape, but you could use silk, some kind of bias tape, using silk bias tape, or some nice bias tape, and just sew it along the outseam of the jeans, and you tie it as a bow on top where the seam split, and then you sew it, the rest sews it down. I will insert picture. I'm not very good at explaining it. I can hear that now, sorry, but I will try and insert picture of that. And that is another great idea of upcycling a pair of jeans that does not take a lot of fabric or a lot of work, but you get a completely different look. I'm super excited about everything I found that doesn't need that much material or doesn't need that much money to be true. Let's see, what more do we have? Well, I have a couple of more things that I've thought about, because I thought a lot about you can almost always get a lot of great bed linen from thrift stores, because they are most of the time used. You can wash them on a high degree in your washing machine and they get super soft. And I love using that for PJs or a shirt dress. That is the two main things I've used them for, because I think the softness of them, especially PJs. And Ellie & Mac has a great free pattern there. You probably heard a lot about it, but I will insert it here, and I've used it a couple of times. I unfortunately not have any pictures of them, because I've given that, I think it is 3 PJs I've made. I've given them away. But I will try and make one for myself, maybe this month, if I'm okay, keeping my fingers crossed, from a bed linen. My sister gave it to me, and it's very precious because it's a memory from, we've used it all our, I would say, our teenage year. First her and then me, and it would be great to make PJs of them. So Ellie & Mac PJs, that would be a great way of using up bed linen that you have in your stash or that you bought in the thrift store, because they are always that soft, that used softness, if you know what I mean. And two examples of dresses you can use that kind of material for is both the Alexa from Mood Society, and I think I talked about it 2 weeks ago, and it's quite new pattern. It's a shirt dress, and I love the look of it. It's a long shirt dress. But I also found a very interesting one on Grasser patterns, not talked a lot about, but it's quite paneled. I hope that's a word. And you can use a lot of different, if you want to do some kind of it's quite popular with quilting fabrics now, and use a lot of different, maybe if you found different kind of sheets, or bed linen, if you found a lot of pillowcases, you can put them together and make a beautiful creation with this dress. I haven't seen this dress pattern before, and I'm super excited to try it out. It probably won't be this month, but I will definitely do it this autumn because it seems like a great pattern. And one last free pattern in that category, or so to speak, is if you buy a pair of different sweatshirts and maybe you find stains on them and you can't use the whole pieces. A great thing is, for example, this is just one example, but since it is a free pattern, and I think it is amazing to have a free pattern that is a great hoodie. I've sewn it and I've used it a couple of times and I love this pattern. It's from Bagpatterns and it's their, what is it called? Is it Stella hoodie? Maybe? I will insert pictures here. I hope I'm saying that right. Stella hoodie, I think it is. And they also have panels, and you can use, if you found maybe 3 sweatshirts or 2 sweatshirts, maybe you even found a hood, you can use that hood on the old hood on that hoodie. So you can repurpose it in that way and I think you can use the cuffs if they are looking good, or make your own from the fabric left over. And that is something we forget, or at least I forget sometimes. You don't need to have just one sweatshirt, for example, and try and make something out of it. That is my problem many times. I buy a cozy sweatshirt from the thrift store that I really like, that maybe has one of the old, signs from them, like Puma or something like that, Reebok and all that. You could use, if there is stains or something like that, use that as panel and insert it in a pattern that has a lot of panels. I hope you get what I mean, and I am explaining myself. I am feeling quite forced because I need to get it. I want to get this video out. I hope that's okay, and I'm really sorry if I talk too fast and if I've been a bit stressed, and if it is a bit all over the place, this video. But it's finished now, and I will try and publish it as soon as possible. And please, if you use any of this idea, please tag me on Instagram. I'm the Stitch Wife there too, and I would love to see if you make one of these, either the free patterns or any of the others idea I mentioned. I so looking forward to this reveal. The reveal date is the 31st of October, and if you want to publish anything before, it's Sew Upcycle 24 WIP WIP, work in progress. Thank you again, Karen and Becky, for doing this challenge, and I am super excited to see what is coming and to see more of the videos that has been out there, since I haven't had any internet. I don't know much about it yet, but I will get in phase and I will definitely catch up on all of it when we get it back. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love it if you would consider subscribing and liking and all of that. You know what to make. Thanks for now, and take care and have a wonderful evening. Bye for now.